Welcome to another edition of GCN Does Cookery with Hannah Grant, and our special guest is none other than double Paris-Roubaix winner Sean Kelly. Sean, thanks for coming along.
Good morning.
I hope you're hungry.
Well, starting to get hungry. 260 kilometres to go. We need some solid food.
Certainly will. Well, Hannah, straight off the bat, what are you going to rustle up for us today? Because just like Sean, although it's ridiculously early and the sun's still rising, I'm starving.
Well, good thing, Matt. Today we're going to do the steak pavé.
Steak pavé.
Steak pavé,
Voila.
Hannah Grant style.
Voila, there we go.
Yeah, it's going to be a little different. We're going to do it with sweet potato. We're going to make a nice garlicked spinach sauté like the sauce.
Okay.
Roasted carrots, lots of cooked veggies, and nice red meat just to get you going over those cobbles. We're going to use the 10-10 method, which is 10 minutes of prep, 10 minutes of cook time. It's easy, fast, healthy, and everybody can do it.
Well, Sean, back in 1984, you won your first edition of Paris-Roubaix, and as we know, things have changed dramatically. Nutrition, tech. What did you have for breakfast when you won Paris-Roubaix for the very first time?
Well, as you said, Matt, it's going back a long time when I won my first Paris-Roubaix. It was very much steak, lots of vegetables, lots of carbohydrates, pasta and potatoes.
So, on the morning of the event, is that what you literally had? Did you have steak, or was that the night before?
Yes, well, I think back in the day, 15, 20 years ago, steak was a thing that all the riders had in the morning because the understanding was the more steak you had, the faster and the stronger you were going to be in the race. I certainly had a lot of them, and yes, it's something that changed, I think, over the years.
Well, your first race was in 1970, wasn't it? The year I was born. So, I mean, what's the biggest change that you've seen? You know, when you're looking at the young riders now coming through to you, what's fundamentally changed the most? Do you think?
Well, there've been a lot of changes. Every rider, I think, in the peloton, they all have their coaches now,
yep.
which is something I think it's really important. You know what the riders need to train, what sort of training, because everybody is not the same. Some riders need more miles, more hours of training. Others need less, and with their coaches, they learn about that in the earlier days, and that carries on into their professional career. But when I started, of course, back in the 70s in Ireland, I knew nothing about training.
Right.
I started biking. Sometimes I might race on a weekend. I started learning little by little. Yeah, I was amazed the way that my training had to change, to be competitive in the professional level.
Well, we'll talk more about that in a minute. I'm just going to move over and see how Hannah's doing. So do excuse me. So how are we doing at the moment in this in the prep? Is there anything I can help with?
There is actually a lot you can help with. I was thinking that you should do the pomegranate. Put this on your left hand.
What do you think I not wash my hands or something?
It's just, well, for safety reasons.
Okay, right, okay.
All right, whilst you do that, I'll show you how to do this. So you cut the pomegranate like this, keep it loosely in your hand like this, and then this is where you get your aggressions out. And then you just...
It's like tenderising steak.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, here we go.
Exactly.
I've never beaten a pomegranate in my life.
Brilliant, you're hired.
I am actually for hire. I've got a few bleak weeks.
And look at those, boom, strong muscles.
Okay.
So once you've done that, I've cut up the sweet potato. It's going to be sweet potato instead of potato.
So these are the pavé chunks, as it were?
Exactly. And then we have the rump steak that we're going to cut out as the big pavé pieces. And then we're going to go cook.
Well, Sean, I've been watching some of your old videos. When I say your old videos...
I've been watching your cooking skills, I think, much like my own. Not great.
Thanks very much.
After today, you're going to be a pro.
Well, he needs some more practice.
I certainly do. But let me just go through your palmarès. If you correct me if I'm wrong. 3 Tour of Lombardy, okay, 2 Milan-San Remo, 2 Liège-Bastogne-Liège, and 2 Paris-Roubaix. The overall at the Vuelta a España, 15 stage wins, 4 green jerseys in the Tour de France, 5 stage wins in the Tour. You won the Tour of Swiss twice. You won Ghent-Wevelgem as well. Is there one result that you could pick out of there that you cherish the most, do you think?
Well, the first big classics, of course, are the ones that when I won my first Tour of Lombardy. Yeah, you relax a bit as well. And as they say, when you get the first big one under your belt, and that's the big thing. When you can go out in a race and get into the final and you're very, very confident, it's a big part of the battle.
We're gonna start off with roasting all our veg, which is the sweet potato. We're gonna do like hash brown style sweet potato.
Nice,
we're gonna do the raw carrots.
So have these been parboiled at all, or are they straight off?
They are just completely raw. I've cut them into like 2x2 dice.
Okay.
Because we're gonna do nice garlic sauteed spinach instead of kind of like a sauce. For the meat, I've cut them into long pavé strips.
Long pavé strips,
Exactly.
okay.
This is about 3 to 4 minute cooking time, more or
Okay.
less. So we want to sear them off and cook them about 2 minutes on each side.
So the hotter the better, basically.
The hotter the better. You
Okay.
want to have a really, really nice surface. And also for this dish, everything we're going to do is cooked. We're not going to do, except for the pomegranates, we're not going to do any raw veggies.
Okay.
Because the raw veggies are really, really hard for the system to digest. And these guys are going to go full gas for the 257 kilometers, I think it
Well
is today.
remembered, with
Yeah.
53 kilometres of pavé.
So just nice big chunks. I don't know,
Looking good.
how many
Looks
would
good.
you eat for breakfast back in the days?
Well, I think in the earlier Paris-Roubaix in my time, certainly a pavé steak was on the menu. But you know, back in the day, as you remember, Matt,
Yeah.
steak was the thing which every bike rider felt they had to eat before they went on a race.
So we got a screaming hot pot here.
Okay,
And if you want to hand me the spinach
there
now,
we go. Spinach.
we're going to give it a little bit of oil. And
One
would
thing I
just wanna-
do know about cookery, you don't need to cook spinach for very long. So just
Exactly.
watch that, Hannah.
Boom.
Just watch your cooking times.
So we're going to do garlic into it and just quick saute it up. That's important.
Is this shallots or chopped red onions?
That's a bit of shallot. You can do any type of chopped onions, but the shallots have a nice peppery flavor. And if
Okay.
you want to hand me the wine, I mean, and just add a splash of the finest year of wine. Get you guys warmed up here for our breakfast.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yo, Duvel.
There's so many urban myths about you, Sean, about what you did and what you didn't do. But did you ever have Guinness after a race?
No, I'm not a lover of Guinness actually.
Okay, blimey.
Never have been, but I had beer after race certainly.
Yeah.
You know, depending on what time of the season, you would have living in Belgium, racing in Belgium a lot. Of course, you have to have some beer there.
Hannah, how are we doing? This
Well,
is
we're
looking
doing really, really well. I'm
absolutely
going to plate it
amazing.
up for you
Smells
guys.
Oh, look at that.
So we've
Just
actually
a
got
little bit pink
really,
in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. Nice and juicy, so it's easy for the digestion.
Yep.
You know, you get all the nice flavor from the meat. Rump steak, that's what it got to be.
One other thing, Sean, that I need to ask you, because again, I've been having a chat with Carlton Kirby, you know, one of the people that we commentate with it regularly, and a good friend of ours. Now, he says to me, when he's in Italy with you, that you're quite happy to eat pizza pretty much all the time, because you said it covers all of the food groups. Is that correct?
I'm not sure if I cover all the food groups, but it's convenient, it's quick, and of course, yes, when we're on these tours, you know, time is vital as well, and
Yeah.
a lot of the time in the evenings, of course, something quick, but you cannot beat a good steak.
There we go. I mean, I'm a big fan of pizza, but a steak does hit the spot. I mean, this is looking amazing.
Not to forget the beautiful pomegranates that you
That
you cooked for us.
so lovingly prepared.
Exactly. So guys, here it is, the steak pavé with the sweet potatoes, the roasted carrots, sauteed garlic spinach with a little bit of pine seeds in, and then topped with the beautiful pomegranates.
Would you mind doing the honours as well?
I
that
should
okay?
indeed do that.
I'm going to pour Sean a quick beer. How big do you like your head on your beer, Sean? Because I know the Belgians like it really high. Is that a bit rubbish? Or is that...
Yeah, I think yes, that's the word, rubbish.
Tell you what, mate, you do it yourself. I'll do mine. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Learning to cook and learning how to pour beer, all on GCN. This is absolutely fantastic. Well, I'm going to have to wait about 3/4 of an hour for that to go down. But anyway, cheers, Sean.
Cheers.
Great to have you on. I'm
Let's have
really looking forward to eating this.
let's give this to Sean as the
Yeah.
guest of honor.
There you go, Sean.
Bon appetit.
And bon appetit, indeed. Oh, that's it. It's like a knife through butter.
Oh yes.
Oh man, that is nice, isn't it? Oh, you might not hear us talking for just a couple of minutes. Just bear with us. I think it's worth mentioning again. We are in Roubaix. Sean is going to be in the velodrome, which is just over there to the right-hand side behind those trees. And this is the brand new velodrome, the covered velodrome, just to my left-hand side here as well. So
To have such a lovely meal before we go on commentary, and yes, the atmosphere always starts building as the day go on. And Paris-Roubaix, of course, you know, as you get later into the evening, it's amazing here, the amount of people, and the atmosphere is electric.
well, thanks very much, Sean. Thanks again, Hannah. And if you want some more cookery, but this time Flanders style, how about clicking just up here for Hannah's Flanders Healthy Fish and Chips. And if you want to learn a little bit more about the Cobbled Classics, click just in front of Sean there for our top 10 Cobbled Classics facts. And to subscribe to GCN, click on the globe that will be somewhere in this box. Thanks again.